Bitcoin back above $82,000 after advances towards the Crypto Clarity Act. We are going to have meetings happening today about the Clarity Act. This is of course very bullish, as we will have a regulatory framework for many cryptocurrencies which will promote their development. And going into Bitcoin here, we can see we have this slight push of course to the upside back into our rising wedge. If we like, we can draw this slightly differently. We can do it in this way, but essentially the main idea is that we are still in the rising wedge. And I mentioned this in yesterday's video that I think this dump here was a fake dump and it's basically a bull trap, whereby I still think we're going to $84,000. And we can also see here that we've been supported by this major support line which acted as previous resistance and has perfectly now acted as support on our way to the upside. And if we're talking about Bitcoin here, we can see that we are still on the daily in our bear flag pattern, of course trading towards the upside and slowly approaching the region of $84,000, which is the CME gap, which usually 90% of the time gets filled. CME gap is all the way up here at $84,100 approximately, so just above $84,000. And in my opinion, we're gonna go there in the next coming days. So that is the most important news for you guys to know. And now let's go into a bit of the other news. So obviously Trump has meetings and with a few CEOs like Elon Musk, for example, in China with President Xi Jinping. The US just approved Chinese companies to buy Nvidia chips. This was previously sanctioned, this was previously not allowed. And China accounted for 25% of Nvidia's revenue before the sanctions. So this is very bullish. We've seen Nvidia going up tremendously. We've seen semiconductor chips going up tremendously. And this, of course, has been pumping the S&P 500. Today, it has hit 7,500 on the index for the first time in history. It's now up over 19% since March 30th, which was the bottom here. And that's 10.9, almost $11 trillion in market cap in just 7 weeks. And this is of course reflected here on the S&P 500. Looking at the chart, we can see it's up tremendously. And I believe it can continue to go up as semiconductors are going up tremendously. Look at this chart. This is not a meme coin. These are semiconductor stocks, and these are absolutely skyrocketing through the surge and higher demand through AI, of course, as all of these companies are needing these semiconductor chips to provide the queries to all the questions that we have, right? Also, Elon Musk commented about the US-China talks. He's of course there with President Trump right now, saying, I have a good feeling about these talks. I think there will be a good result. And of course, this is just what he says, but if he says something positive, markets react, and that's all that matters. And finally, just to end the video, Michael Saylor, as we know, with through STRC, which is an asset that is always at $100 and is giving, I believe, 11% interest at the moment, is allowing him to buy more Bitcoin. He bought 4,622 Bitcoin just today through STRC, worth $379 million. So that's essentially the right move, and long term it will pay off. So as we go down, and hopefully, obviously we can't buy as much as he can, but the idea is that as we go down here, fill that CME gap and go back down towards the bottom side around 70,000 and below, we should accumulate more Bitcoin over the next couple of months as we enter the bear market. And that's it really for today. You guys know the drill. See you next time. Bye.